Hello everybody, it's Worldwearygamer.
And my name is Zathos.
Welcome back for another episode of, what's it called again? Support Conversations? Yeah, Support Conversations, our podcast.
Alright, don't even let me agree with you there.
I just had to think for a second, like, oh yeah, that's what it's called. It's been a while since we recorded the last episode. It's been about a month.
I think it's mostly because we just refer to it as the podcast.
Yeah, we should really call it by its name so we don't forget. Anyway, so, last time we talked about,
Speaking of support conversations, by the way, I gotta go ahead and interrupt you here real quick.
Go ahead.
For those of you that don't know, I am playing Fire Emblem Awakening right now, and I do have like 95% of all the characters. I don't have all the characters that you get like at the end of the game where you get them and they're like they were like the antagonists, which is cool. That's whatever. I don't care. But my point is that peanuts are delicious. My point is that I'm going through a lot of the support conversations, which in case you're wondering, that is where it is that we got this title.
Yeah.
And I noticed something very important.
What did you notice?
I don't like Severa, or Severa, or Severa.
You mentioned this before.
I don't like Cordelia's daughter. I didn't mention it on the podcast though. I don't really don't like her because like she's a frivolous spender, which that's instantly pisses me off. She has an inferiority complex and she treats other people like crap. She even was so mean to Owen that she put him into a depression.
Huh.
I'm like, bitch, what the fuck?
I can ask you, why did you hate all the characters that I like?
Why do you like Severa?
Well, part of it's because she was my character's daughter.
Okay.
Because my character married Cordelia.
Yeah, cool. Lucina is my character's daughter, and so is Morgan. I don't like Morgan. I respect Lucina. I'm like, wow, you went through some shit.
Did you actually get Severa up to A ranking with either her parents?
Yeah, I got her up to A ranking with Cordelia. I got her up to A ranking. I got her up to B with Gregor. She's a bitch. How dare she talk like that to Gregor?
Well, she's been through an awful lot, in case you hadn't noticed.
So has Lucina. So has Brady.
Yeah, everyone takes it differently. I'm just saying that she's a different character.
She needs to get over herself.
I'm not saying that she's perfect. I'm just saying that.
Why does the fucking comment section just explodes? Like, how could you hate Severa? She's my waifu.
All three people that are watching this are gonna comment that.
We're great. I bet you if we show this episode to Scott, like the only I'm gonna hear from Scott essentially is just going to be just like, Scott, what are you typing?
So, yeah, like I was saying before, last episode we talked about kind of nostalgia in games, like some of the games we grew up playing and
all that good stuff.
Characters we liked when we were younger, all that. So this episode I thought we'd talk a little bit about anime, since that's one of the other themes we want to cover on this podcast.
Considering our little trailer, we have like a 4-part where it's video games, anime, nerd culture, and whatever the hell else is on our mind, which could, but is not limited to policemen riding dinosaurs and fighting shit on the moon with lasers.
When the dinosaur jump back. Again, I just found that picture by searching, there's like random desktop, and so that was the first one, like, okay, there you go, that's perfect.
Like, that'll do me.
Yeah. So, so we're going to talk about anime, and I think we're following like a similar theme to last time, where we're going to talk about like where we got to start with anime, some of the first series we watched, and then kind of how our tastes have changed since then.
Yeah, I think, so I'll go first, because
yeah.
it's actually...
I went first last time. You can go first this time.
So for me, when it came to anime, when I first started off, I think I did what a lot of people did, where like the first animes I ever watched were like Pokemon, Digimon, and then like a lot of other stuff that was on Toonami. And for me, I kind of referred to these as cartoons because I think it was like 7 or 8, and everything that was animated was cartoons.
Yeah, I remember that. I also grew up watching Pokemon. I grew up doing everything Pokemon.
Yeah, but you didn't understand that there was a difference between cartoons and anime because you didn't even know of the term anime.
Yeah, so, at that age.
Oh, you like I don't think you could even articulate the words manga. Like you're like mango. Got it.
Mangoes.
Mangoes are good.
I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about mangoes. I like them when they're mixed with other fruits, but
yeah, let me explain. Mango juice is delicious.
Yeah, I never liked mango juice on its own, but I liked it mixed with other juices.
Anyways, my point is that
like mango twists.
Yeah, I grew up with all that stuff. It wasn't until much later that this was actually be around. I'm really gonna date myself with this, but it wasn't until YouTube started popping up. And when I say YouTube started popping up, I mean that this was back when if you said the word Smosh, that was a sound effect.
Yeah.
That was not a channel name. That was just a sound effect.
Yeah.
Right? There was this was back when you could upload whatever you wanted to YouTube. People even uploaded porn to YouTube. And while they weren't really against it, they were just like, can you not?
Yeah.
But the porn to like other stuff ratio was ridiculous. Like there was so little porn and so much more other stuff because people were uploading episodes of anime, episodes of TV shows, just
actually,
all this stuff, and it was really great, and I liked it. And then like suddenly some corporation was just like, hey, can you stop that?
Yeah, that was Google that bought out YouTube, I believe.
Well, even before Google bought YouTube.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
We were both there for like the earliest days of YouTube. I remember actually, out of curiosity, recently looked up, tried to figure out if anyone knew what the first video ever uploaded to YouTube was. And it's still there on YouTube as far as I know. The first ever video uploaded, I think it was like a video someone took at a zoo of some elephants or something like that. I have to look it up again, but it wasn't anything special. It was like a short video of it, like just like that.
Yeah. Anyways, so my point is that 240p, I assume.
Maybe 144.
I don't know what this is. I think it's an elephant. Anyway, so
Oh, just a massive pixels.
Alright, so my point is that my dog Sam is really scared of the lightning right now. By the way, yeah, that's actually currently going on down here in Utah. We have quite a big thunderstorm that's actually right over my head.
So if you hear any weird noises, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, most likely. Anyways, and so like it was once I got onto YouTube. I remember the first two animes I saw when I got onto YouTube. I watched Onogai Teacher.
Yeah.
Which is one of those romantic comedies. I remember this thing very well, where our main protagonist, he was kind of like drawn out to kind of be like he was just like I think Bill Engvall put it best, where he was like 15 degrees off cool. Like it's the same way with him. He was like 15 degrees off normal. Like he was relatable enough, but also enough to be like to still make you kind of curious about him.
Yeah.
And then like this woman who was like an alien from like another planet, but like her parents were like half alien. Well, like one of them was an alien, another one was a human, so she's like a mixed breed. I kind of understand that because they're trying to go for like you know, like some people know people are like half Japanese, half not.
Yeah.
So
it's anime, right?
I guess that's what they're going for.
That's like one of my favorite phrases I remember hearing from
it's anime, right?
Yeah, from Christopher Freeman at some convention talking about. I think it's like the weirdest fan letter he ever received from someone.
Yeah. He's like I remember he's describing something. He's like so anyways, I'm getting ready, and my character's getting super nervous with a bunch of gelatin in his pockets. It's anime, right?
Yeah. Well, that's just for anytime he said something weird was happening in this series, he's like, it's anime, right? Anyway, so continue.
So it's an interesting thing.
So Great Teacher Onogai. Was that the first series you think you remember watching?
Yeah, but it was Onogai Teacher. Like,
Onogai Teacher.
And
right.
And the reason why I remember that, like this is one that I actively like went out and looked for. Because before, like, all the anime had kind of come to me, where, like, there was, like, episodes of Dragon Ball Z on TV, and Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Used to watch Toonami a lot, right?
Absolutely. I still remember when Toonami did their own little anime. They did IGPX. I would really recommend it. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It was really good, and it was one of those animes that I wanted the second season of. Nowadays, I'm just like, I'd still watch a second season of that shit.
I thought you weren't a second season person, which we'll have to get into that in another episode, I think. But I'm still curious about that, like what you mean by
I've explained this to you so many times that I'm all for a second season if it warrants a second season. If something doesn't warrant a second season, then don't have a second season.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, I haven't been disappointed enough by like, I don't think any second season has ever really disappointed me. For me, if I like a series, I'm like, great, is there more?
Watch Dragon Ball Z and then go watch Dragon Ball GT, and then you'll know what I mean.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, if there's a second season, I'm going to want to see it. Yeah.
My point is that that after that, I then ended up watching Elfen Lied, which was one of the which was one of the first bloody animes I had watched.
I see.
At the same time, my brother was watching the Berserk.
Yeah.
Which is very, very, very bloody for him.
Very, very bloody.
Yeah, and so we both kind of like my brother and I, we kind of ended up separating our Like we had some familiar things that we liked, but there was there was a there's a very big difference between the two of our tastes in our anime. Well, I kind of liked. I'm not gonna say that I was like super into like blood and gore for the sake of blood and gore, because that's not correct. I was still I was more into like adventures and mystery and stuff like that. Well, my brother, while granted he was into adventures and mystery, he was very, very into like supernatural kind of stuff.
Yeah. You're breaking up.
I ended up finding the anime Naruto.
Can you repeat that? You broke up there.
Okay, no, you broke up there. Okay.
Stop eating.
What was I saying?
I don't know. You're talking about what was it? It was the series after Onegai Teacher.
Okay, yeah. So after I finished Onegai Teacher, I then watched Elfen Lied and all this other stuff.
Yeah, it was after that then.
But I remember the first anime that I got into, that I started actively searching, that was apparently a very long-running anime, was actually Naruto. I remember watching the first episode and I was like, this looks silly. I was like, I'll keep watching it, and then you kind of found like although it is silly, it does get serious at some times. Like I remember like I think during like the first few episodes, you find out that Naruto, although he acts like a goofball and all that stuff, acts like he doesn't really care with anyone else. When anyone else thinks, you find out that he he does actually care like quite a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, peanuts are delicious.
Stop eating peanuts. I told you not to eat during the podcast.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't you do it.
And so what happened, so I watched that for a little while, got to like the Zabuza arc and stuff like that, and then I was just like, okay, cool. I actually got caught up there, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Like, believe it, there was a time where like an anime going over 100 episodes was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now
I still think it's kind of ridiculous, but at the same time, there are a lot of series that have made that far.
Yeah, so
like, Pokemon's like 900 episodes long at this point.
Probably more. But the interesting thing is that after Naruto, I then got into Bleach, believe it or not, because I remember that there was a person back when I was on Rooster Teeth. I remember her. She was a really cool person. Her name was like Peace and War, but I called her Peacey.
Yeah.
Because I'm stupid. And it's like, hey, you should check out Bleach. And I watched Bleach, and I must have gotten to like the Soul Society arc in like a day or two, which is...
How far in is that?
I think that's like episode like... I want to say like episode 80, like maybe episode 90.
Yeah, because I've seen maybe a couple episodes of Bleach. Like I think I watched the first two to see if I enjoyed it or not, and
yeah,
either I didn't get into it or I was busy with something else. I haven't seen any of... I also saw... For Naruto, I think you just showed me a bunch of the fight scenes, which I'm really impressed by the fights.
Yeah, the fights are really good, like pre-Shippuden.
Yeah. But I don't know anything about the story itself, though. Just the fights.
Some of the fights are really good after Shippuden.
Actually,
I stopped at the pain arc, for anyone wondering.
Yeah. I think the first video showed me that from the first thing I ever saw in Naruto was the fight between Lee and Gaara.
Yeah, which
that's pretty good intro to the show.
Which at first you're just like, yeah, go Lee, and then you find about Gaara's backstory, you're like, go Gaara.
and it's like, I don't know who to root for.
Somebody just win.
Yeah, and then after they showed me the one that happens, it's like Lee and Gaara fight the guy who has like the bone jutsu or whatever it's called.
Kimimaru.
Yeah, Kimimaru. So I saw those like on the same day. I'm like, this show has some really good fighting.
I like his name. It's fun to say. Anyways, my point is that I remember this thing specifically because it's like, hey, why don't you watch Bleach? I was like, cool. So I'm watching Bleach, and up until this point, like aside from like Onegai Teacher, I like 90% of the anime that I've watched have been action oriented, but they have been shonen. Is that right?
Yeah, because shoujo is the other side of it.
Yeah. So I wasn't watching shoujo. I watched like one shoujo thing, and the rest of it was shonen. And then I remember my friend Peace is like, hey, if you like that thing, maybe you like Ichigo 100%. And I remember it's like, okay, sure, because the main character of Bleach, by the way, his name is Ichigo.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool. I wonder if this is related to Bleach at all.
Yeah.
Click on it. I'm like, it's not related to Bleach.
Yeah.
It was like a romantic comedy where the very first episode was like this guy fanatically searching, trying to find the girl with the strawberry panties.
I see.
And I'm just like, I can't do it.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm sorry to interrupt you, but are we gonna go through a full history of every series that you ever watched, or
No. See, and that straight up right there is like all I remember from my YouTube days of watching anime. After that, I just watched a bunch of anime back and forth, but I'm mostly stuck.
That's kind of where you started.
And
You broke up again.
it wasn't until
Okay, you have to repeat all of that because you just broke up again.
Okay, that's you.
Well, I don't know. It's
Okay, so basically, I'm mostly stuck with shonen, and then once I got to like my mid to like late teenage years, I started going over to shoujo, because like action is fun, but you can't deal with action all the time. You gotta deal with stuff. So yeah, I got over the shoujo, and then like again, it's the weirdest thing because like although my brother and I we were big in anime, we never watched anime together.
yeah.
Never. We never did. because he couldn't keep up with me. I would binge watch. I would catch up on so many like in one day. I remember with Naruto, I got to like episode like 50 in like a day.
Yeah.
And it's just like how the hell?
You said clicking next episode.
No, I just kept clicking next episode. I just kept watching.
Yeah, you did that with a certain magical index.
Twice now.
Both seasons in one day.
Yep. We just went through the whole thing, and you're like, okay.
I thought we were gonna watch that one together, but I guess we don't have to. So anyway, that's kind of.
I think I've already almost taken away all of my water, but yeah. So I think the main thing that the point I'm trying to get across is that I do like a lot of anime, like a lot of anime. My big problem is that now that I'm older, there is a very high bar that the anime has to meet in order to even get my attention.
Yeah, because average is just not enough anymore because you've seen it so many times.
Yeah, where it's just like, oh, it's like this guy is going to school when he meets a strange girl. I was like, seeing it.
Yeah. Even I can say that's cliched, and I'm not nearly as experienced as you are.
But this strange girl has special powers. Seen it, and she's seen it. God, nothing impresses you, does it? I don't know. Are you trying?
So yeah. So how long ago do you think? How old do you think you were when you first sought out anime? Like what you said before, Onegai teacher.
I'd have to say about like 11 maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe 11 or 12, something like that. Oh, by the way, hang on. Okay, I want to point out. It was from me watching all this anime, but is when we first met my friend Justin.
Yeah.
When I first met my friend Justin back in middle school, high school.
Hmm.
It was middle school. I remember this because we would always go into the counselor center because they had that computer that was slightly outside the blocks. I remember this because for some reason you couldn't get to certain sites on certain computers, but the counselor's computer seemed to be out of the system.
Yeah.
For some goddamn reason, like it was on the counselor's thing that I could get to Newgrounds.
I see.
And so
I remember when our school blocked RuneScape, and then, like that morning in the lab, everyone's like, "No, they blocked RuneScape," because that's back when the game was really big.
Yeah, that was good times. Anyway,
good times.
And he actually told me a lot about things, and he had seen like so much anime, and he goes to Japan twice a year, but he's not rich. And
that's another inside joke.
And so we'll get into that joke later. But he actually let me borrow an anime, and this anime actually helped me get not only into like kind of mech anime, because at the time my only like mech anime that I've ever been introduced to was like Gundam.
Yeah.
And so for me it was just like big fucking hulking Gundams. I'm just like,
yeah.
Things are really impractical, but they're so cool. And so it went from these big hulking leviathans of Gundams into an anime that I watched that's called Saikano. And if any of you have seen Saikano, you know exactly what the fuck it is I'm talking about. I don't need to say anything more, but it is definitely a very tragic anime. It's an anime that doesn't so much tug at your heartstrings in a gentle thing. It rips your heart out of your chest and shows it to you. I'm just like, that's really sad.
Yeah. So you think you're about 11? Something like that.
So, like,
middle school age.
Saikano was the first anime I ever cried at, straight up. Like, to get me to shed tears, this fucking, I believe Corey can attest that I am quite insensitive at times.
Yes. At times, you mean? He's saying at times?
Like, 90% of the time.
Yeah.
I could be quite insensitive. Like this anime got me to shed tears, and I still have like the DVDs of it. Like I didn't buy it, I just kind of like made a copy of Justin's copies,
Yeah.
I feel really bad about that because now I want to go buy the DVDs.
Yeah.
Is it coming soon? Okay, you go ahead and do your thing, but I'm gonna go see if Saikano is like
Okay.
sold.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've been talking for about 20 minutes, I think.
Fuck off! I talk a lot.
I know you talk a lot. That's why you're good for the podcast. So, well, you were like 11 when you got your start with anime. I didn't actually really start watching it until I think it was 19 or 20 when I first went to college.
Okay.
And yeah, because like before that, obviously as a kid I mentioned I watched Pokemon. I caught a couple episodes of Digimon, but never got into it. I was more into Pokemon. I also saw a couple of Miyazaki films like My Neighbor Totoro, and I think I caught Spirited Away at some point.
Okay.
But
by the way, yeah, My Neighbor Totoro was also a big thing for me. It's just I didn't know it was anime. I thought it was just like, this is a really interestingly drawn cartoon.
Yeah, which I haven't seen My Neighbor Totoro in years. I need to see it again.
Oh my god, I remember so much of like some of like the scenes and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it except for Totoro himself.
I just I remember I remember when the little girl is like on like his face and he's like Totoro just looks at her really tired, and she goes, eee, and she smiles and goes, and like yawns, and just this huge gust of wind almost blows her off of his belly, and she goes, ah! And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then they recreated that in South Park with Cthulhu.
Okay.
If you can find that scene, Corey, please just put it there for a second.
Okay. Anyway, so for me, my first exposure to anime was again through YouTube, but it was through I read the full episodes, more like clips, and that kind of got my curiosity going. So like I saw clips of the anime Lucky Star.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was my first.
No wonder you're good with season 2. It's Lucky Star's second season, same as the first. Bunch of nothing.
Yeah, but Lucky Star was not my first anime series though.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go watch that, but then I heard somewhere that I think maybe you told me that it has a lot of references to the series Haruhi.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go watch this first because it's only like 12 episodes. So I watched that first. So the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya was my first anime.
What is it in Japanese, Corey?
I don't know.
God damn it, you're supposed to know.
I don't have that one ready.
You're supposed to be a grandmaster of
Not yet. I'm only in my second year of Japanese.
Of Nipponism. What is Japanese in Japanese?
Nihongo.
So like if somebody comes up and they're speaking English and then they don't speak English very well, and they ask you if you can switch to Japanese, they would say Nihongo.
And they probably say like Nihongo wa hanashimashita, hanashimashita ka, which is do you speak Japanese?
Well, okay, so if they're not if they're not going for full sentences, like
Yeah.
for me, I don't know, is it considered rude to not do a full sentence?
I
Like-
don't really know.
Like I don't know, like over here when you speak English, like I know a few people who don't talk in complete sentences, like they just say like just when there's no lead in, that they mostly
So
just
they
stick
just like
to
English?
nouns and adjectives, like they something like that's good, like
Yeah.
that's it.
Do you know what English? You know what English is in Japanese?
What is it, English?
No, it's ego.
Ego?
Yeah, ego.
Like Lego my ego?
Yeah. I know, except the E is drawn out more, so it's like ego. Instead of just
Lego
ego.
my ego.
Not that drawn out.
It's like you stubbed your damn toe.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I was saying, I remember Haruhi, like, because the format of the series was that originally it was broadcasted out of order, like the episodes were
Yeah.
broadcast kind of weird. When I saw it though, it was just like on the website, it was in chronological order, which I'm not sure which way you're supposed to watch it. Like some people say it's better if you watch it in the broadcast order instead of the chronological order. And I remember having a good time with the series, though I felt like halfway through is what I think was the last episode that was broadcast, because it felt like a final episode of the series, but it was halfway through, so it felt kind of weird to me. I'm like, wait, there's more of it? I thought that was the end. I remember to this day my favorite episode is still the one where Haruhi gets on stage and plays and like sings the song God Knows.
Yeah.
Just because at the time because it was my first anime, I wasn't well versed in like anime tropes or anything like that. So plus the fact that I felt like I was very much with like right along with Kyon. So whatever like he was feeling tended to be what I was feeling at the time too.
Okay.
So like my reaction to it was his reaction, like when he saw Haruhi on stage, like, oh no, this is gonna be a disaster, and then she sings, and I'm like, wow, that was amazing.
She's a much better singer than you would expect.
Yeah, and I can't remember her name. The purple-haired girl was also playing the guitar, and she was an amazing guitarist. Yuki, yeah.
But like it's explained later why it is she's.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't seen it, why? Second of all,
Yeah.
Seriously, why the fuck haven't they seen it? Like I feel like the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya is probably one of the most talked about like occult animes. I don't even want to call it occult because it's so fucking mainstream.
You mean
goddamn?
Wait, you mean cult, right?
Yeah, cult. Sorry,
you said occult.
Sorry, too much Dark Souls.
Okay.
And so, well, the biggest occult sacrificing.
I'll give the one to you. Dark Souls is very compelling.
It's very compelling.
What it is?
I don't know why. Just the way you said it, like so like somebody had told you something and you didn't believe them, and then you left and you found it, like he was right. It's just very compelling.
It's like the nostalgia thing of like the top 10 best Avatar episodes, where they kept saying that about the like comics that were drawn that continued the story.
Yeah.
It's like you should give it a read. It's very compelling.
Yeah, and then like later on, like the guy playing Zuko is like reading, and he goes, "That was a good story." And then like I went out and found it, just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's a good story."
Yeah, actually, I finally managed to read it. Like a couple months ago. I actually picked up both volumes and read through them, and they're really good. I got like hardback copies that had like all 3 volumes of each of the 2 stories put together.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
So.
Like I was. What?
Speaking of Avatar, do you have like a favorite like West anime, like a cartoon that's made in a Western studio, but it looks like anime, whether by coincidence or by accidental?
I do, but can we come back to that one?
Yeah. Just keep that in mind, because I know I won't.
Yeah, well, yeah, I definitely have plenty of them that I'd like to share, but first let me get back to my history with anime. So like I said, Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya was... I couldn't say that for some reason.
You want to just call her Suzu?
No, it's okay. Suzu-san.
Suzu.
So anyways, that series was really fun. I'd highly recommend it. Like you said, it's a cult anime. It's one that every who's into anime should watch at some point. And it's only a half season, so it doesn't take very long. Yeah. That being said, I never saw season 2 because I heard about the infamous Endless 8 episode, which was basically the same episode over and over again with minor differences.
Which I never really minded. I did watch the Endless 8, but I only got to the Endless 6.
Yeah.
Because after a while, you're just like, this is starting to drain.
Yeah. I don't really have an opinion on it because I never tried it. I just heard about it. But first, season 1, really good. And then I went ahead after that to watch Lucky Star, which was my original plan. I remember my reaction to the series was, I got halfway point of the first episode, hit the pause button, and I'm like, they spent 10 minutes talking about their favorite ways to eat different snacks. Like which end do you start with? Do you like to suck the chocolate out of it first, or all these different things? I'm like, I like this show. Let's continue.
This show was a lot of enough. I feel like Lucky Star might be the introduction as to why it is you enjoy slice of life anime.
Yeah, because nothing got done at all in Lucky Star really. There's almost no story except for maybe the end where they get together and decide they're going to do like a cheerleading thing for their school, for the.
What, you mean the thing that was in the intro the entire time?
Yeah, like they actually come together at the end of the series to decide they're going to do that. And it's the same song and everything.
It's like the entire time the intro was telling you what was going to happen, but like you were just like, oh, this is just too random. This might have nothing to do with it. And you're like, oh shit, it does have something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, in the intro they have the line, "Let's get cherry pie." I'm like, where's that going from? For a while I was wondering, like, are they actually actually saying English words, or are those like, does it just sound like they're saying cherry pie, and it's actually something else in Japanese? But no, every translation I've seen says they're speaking English. So anyways, like I was saying, that was a great one. It's very, for lack of a better term, ADHD. Like to the point where, didn't you say that you never finished it because you felt like you had to compete?
Yep.
Because it just jumps all over the place and nothing really gets done. But it's a fun time if you're good with that kind of thing.
It's weird. It's not moving anywhere, but I can't follow it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a series about a group of friends, which it tends to be like some of my favorite series, which I'll get to that in a minute.
Fuck
it's not very nice.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
Yeah, so I also remember every episode ended with the Lucky Channel, which was like a show about the show.
Which you're just like, okay, screw. Like for me, I was just like, that must be just like a show where it's like, we got a few minutes left.
Lucky Channel.
Yeah, just fucking whip that shit out.
Yeah, which I think the most fun part about that was the host of Lucky Channel was this cute little girl with like bright pink hair, and she had this really bubbly personality and everything. But halfway through the first episode of Lucky Channel, she gets to ask like a question about like her being like a model or something like that, and her personality completely changes.
Yeah.
That might be the first character I ever saw who had like sort of had a dual personality. Like it wasn't like a separate personality completely. It's more like she had two sides of her personality rather than being two different people.
You know what they call that? Split personality.
I thought split personality was more like schizophrenia, where it's or like to the point where it's like two different people rather than two sides of one personality.
Schizophrenia and split personality are similar, but they're not I wouldn't lump them together.
Okay.
Well, schizophrenia is more of like you know the term of someone being a schiz, where they're like paranoid beyond paranoia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. My aunt had schizophrenia, and the best way I could describe it to her is that she, you ever see those comics or whatever when the person gets like a little angel and like a little devil thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, she thought they were actually there.
I just remember this one joke that I thought was really funny with schizophrenia. It was like from some comedian. It's actually put to anime. It's like I'm schizophrenic. I am other people.
Yeah, it's like I'm neurotic. I need to see other people. I'm schizophrenic. I am other people.
Yeah.
Okay, take the pot. You win.
Yeah.
I want to remember the comedian, but I can't. But
Yeah, I'm sure I can find the clip again if I wanted to.
Somebody put it to Ume neko no nakogoro ni.
Okay.
Which is I had to remember that because I had to remember the Japanese word for seagull.
Yeah.
Which is sea cat. I don't know why. It's umeneko, but I know it's probably in like the pronunciation, the syllables that you use.
Yeah.
But when you Romanize it, it's umeneko.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Umi, yeah, Umi,
Yeah.
right? Umi is sea, right?
yeah, ume is C.
Ume, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. We actually just learned the kanji for that in my class.
Ah, you're welcome. Enjoy the review. How many people do you think hear these conversations is just like, man, Taylor knows a lot more Japanese than Corey, and Corey's just learning. I'm just like, no, I really don't.
Yeah, you know a lot of specifics here and there, and then I'm the one's actually learning the grammar structures and language from the base up.
Which really sucks because I'm trying to freaking get into college right now and do all that stuff, but
Yeah, we gotta apply. And again, I would recommend if you want to get out of Utah to apply to Western, which is where I'm going. It's a good school.
Okay, sorry about that. We had a quick interruption.
Okay. So like I was saying,
Yeah, it's also going to be whisper time with Zathos.
okay, so your dad's going to bed?
Yeah, me da.
Yeah. What I was just saying, it was just
But what I was trying to say, Corey, is that I'm probably going to learn Japanese at Dixie.
yeah. I just said that you should apply for an out-of-state school. Like, just go if you like Washington better than Utah. Just come up here and go to Western.
But like, wouldn't it just be easier to just like why would I go to like I don't know what I want to be.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. That's most students are undeclared majors until like their second or third year of college.
Yeah, but no bueno.
I mean, if you want to, you just start by going for a major in Japanese.
Yeah, that would be nice. Like,
And there's also this really cool program called Fairhaven College, which is like it's still part of Western, but it's kind of like a side college where they have this cool program I'm actually thinking of going to myself. I haven't decided yet. Where you can it's kind of like a build your own major, where you can instead of like having to do a major of this, you can have like it's like called like concentrated study, where you can like combine a bunch of your interests into a degree, sort of. It's hard to explain. I need to learn more about it before I can fully explain it, but it looks like a cool program.
That's always good.
Yeah.
All right, so you go on about your thing. I actually suddenly have to go to the bathroom, so you just keep doing your thing, and I'll be right back in like 2 seconds.
Okay, fine. Well,
You
then
were in the middle of talking. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. It just feels weird to in the middle of a podcast just have someone drop out of it.
Okay, well, I'm not going to the bathroom, man. I absolutely am not. So go ahead, continue.
Okay. Let's see. How long have we been going? It's been. I think we're almost to the 40-minute mark, so we should. Anyway, so like I was saying, after I'm watching Lucky Star, which I would also recommend if you like the kind of series. What did I watch after that? I know I watched a bunch of things with you, Zathos. Here and there, like we had Netflix back when the Xbox 360 had like party viewing on Netflix. That was a great time. And I think the next series I actually watched was the one that ended up becoming my favorite to this day, which is K-On! Which, for those who don't know, is basically a slice of life anime about...
there is not a single person who does not know.
I'm sure there are some people who aren't well versed in anime, and I want.
No, let me explain this. Okay. By the way, I wanted to interject there when you were talking about Xbox Live and the party viewing because I missed that so much.
Yeah, that was great.
That thing was the best. They had no reason to take it away, but they did anyways because fuck bitches.
Yeah, they took it away because other platforms didn't have it, and they didn't want to program it for other platforms. I guess I don't know. It was stupid.
They probably could have programmed it for other platforms, but like I think it was like a program that Microsoft did for the Netflix thing. But it's like oh well because Microsoft
like they changed their. I remember there's like when Netflix got its update, like there's some kind of codec change with how Netflix did, and then I guess whoever, if it was an Xbox thing, if it was like on Microsoft side of things, either they couldn't or didn't want to rework it.
So I'm just like, God damn it. But anyways, yeah, I love that thing so much because I remember I watched Demon King Daimyo?
Yeah.
Daimyo? I want to say Daimyo, but I know it's not right. But there's an episode with that where me, Josh, and Scott watched it. We didn't let you watch it, Corey, and I say that like you're a fucking child, but we didn't let you watch it with us. We didn't let you watch it with us because it got a little bit, racy at times, and we're just like, well, we can't let the good little Christian boy get upset.
You sound so condescending when you say that. You know that?
It's what?
You sound so condescending when you say that. If you weren't my friend, I'd punch you.
Alright. But yeah, so there were a lot of good scenes with that thing between like the three of us watching it, all the scenes, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So anyways, like I was saying, there's that, I think when we were with party viewing, one of the series we actually watched was Best Student Council. Remember that series?
Yeah, that was a good one, except for the ending.
Yeah, it had some high moments and some low moments, but the ending kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
I just remember the best episode was the curry battle episode, where like two teams had to compete to make the best curry.
Namaste.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I got into K-On! I watched that just because, again, I saw some clips of it somewhere online, and I'm like, I wonder what this is about. I didn't know anything about it, so I kind of just jumped in to try it out because I liked the art of it. In fact, I think the first video I saw that had anything to do with it was it was the series put to the song "The Can Can."
Okay.
You remember that one?
The thing is, I actually watched K-On! Like, I watched the whole K-On! First season, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I really, really liked it. It was nice. And then I was just like, well, that was a fun ride. And then I just went on to something else.
Yeah. For me, season 2 was already out. I don't know if it was when you watched it, but for me, both seasons were available, so I watched through both of them, and to this day, it's still my favorite anime. And I'm not ashamed to admit it.
We gotta fix that.
Come at me. Give me your best shot.
Okay, just bombard you with that. I would think I'd be really, really happy if Saikano managed to become like your favorite anime if you went to watch that shit. Because like I don't know how you are with tragedies because I never took Shakespeare with you, but
yeah. I will say that I do like there's this one line from Doctor Who that I kind of shows how I feel about it. There's a point where the two of the characters it's from the episode Blink, and there's two characters like in an old abandoned mansion, kind of walking around, and it's like one's like, why do you come to old desolate places like this? And she's like, I like places like this. They make me feel sad. And she's like, why would you want to feel sad? It's like, because sad is happy for deep people. And I'm like, yeah, because there's a lot of times where I'll be watching something that's really sad, and part of me is like in the moment, kind of getting emotional, but another part of my brain is like, this is so tragic. I love it. Like, appreciating the work that's gone into it and appreciating the sad feelings.
It's so tragic. I love it.
Yeah. That being said, I will say that I've never actually cried at an anime or even a movie. Well, no, there's one time when I was a kid, I cried at Old Yeller. That's the only time I've ever cried at a movie.
I've never seen it.
It's like a Disney movie, and it's about a dog, and the dog gets shot at the end of the movie because he gets rabies.
I know what it's about, but the thing is though, like whenever someone says this is so sad, you're going to cry, it just reminds me of what it is that Cody said when I went and watched Angel Beats. And he's like, it's so sad. It's so very sad. And I watched it, and I'm just like, that was funny.
Yeah. there are a lot of times where I'll see a movie or a series, and then I'll feel emotional. Like, I'll get like a lump in my throat. Or I'll feel like definitely before when you're like when you feel like you might cry something where like you feel like heat in your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get to that point where I feel really I feel the sadness, but I've yet to actually shed tears. I've gotten like onto that line, but not quite yet.
See, I don't get the heat. I don't get the heat in my eyes. Like, I feel like somebody's strangling me. Like, when I'm trying to, like, hold it back, I'm like...
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Manly man up in this bitch.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Yeah, me either.
If I've ever seen an anime that actually makes me cry, I'll be like, this anime is amazing. It made me cry. Let me shout it on the rooftops.
I think that's like what Kadoa Shoujo was going for.
Yeah.
I love that one picture I saw where it was like what I played, Kadoa Shoujo, what I expected, time to fap, and it's like what I got is like this dude just crying with a bunch of other dudes crying.
Yeah, just the feels.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, there have been some series like K-On! Actually had 2 moments in the second season that made me feel that way, because it's not a tragic series. It's more like the like there's a couple moments where it's like the bittersweet kind of like a pre-graduation feeling where like things are going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like I'm not gonna spoil too much, but like the point where they have their final because they're in their 3rd year of high school, it's their final year, and they have their last performance at a school festival. It's not the last time they're gonna be playing together at the end of the year or anything. It's just they realize that this is the last time they're gonna be playing at a school festival, and they get really emotional over that, over the fact that
like this is gonna be the last one.
Yeah, because then they talk about like what their plans for the rest of the year, and there's like, and it's like get all excited and talk about how all the things they're gonna do, and it's like, and then we're gonna do after that. It's like, and then we graduate. That's the end of it, and it kind of just sets in on all of them, and they just like he's like collapse into tears all around each other and everything, and it's a very well done scene, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. You ever? Anyways, okay, hang on. We actually should probably cut the podcast short right about now.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit there. Do you want to just you want to wrap it up with that last topic you mentioned before?
I can't remember what it was.
It was the one about like series that are not anime but they're anime stylized.
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
Okay, so we can do that in like 10 or 15 minutes and then we can end it there.
Yeah. You can just, we were just gonna say what it is and just like whatever else you want to talk about it.
I say growing up there were 3 series. There's Teen Titans.
Okay.
There's Teen Titans. There was a show that I don't know if you knew about it or not. It's called Shaolin Showdown.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Remember that?
I watched it a lot and I was like, oh, this is silly.
Yeah, it was a fun series. And of course there's Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I have a lot of memories of that, because that show where... when did the first episode come out? Do you remember?
Nope.
I remember it was before my family moved into our new house, because we were like in the process, like in between houses. So there were a lot of points where we were like staying at other people's houses and renting houses and stuff, because we had to wait for a lot of permits and had to have our house built because we bought a plot of land and built a house in there and everything. Yeah. But I remember it was in one of the houses we were staying at, and I think I was in, I want to say 8th grade. Yeah, I think it was in 8th grade at the time, because it was after we left. I wasn't going to Anacortes Middle School that year.
Yeah, you were going to Oak Harbor?
Yeah, Oak Harbor Christian School for that 1 year in 8th grade, and then 9th grade I came back to Anacortes High School.
Because why not?
Yeah. So anyways, I was, so that's when the series came out, and I remember me and my brother and sister were super excited for it, because they've been like hyping it up on Nickelodeon, and we used to watch a lot of that. Mm-hmm. So they've been hyping up the whole idea of the series and everything, and we thought it was going to be a movie, like an hour and a half, like cartoon movie. So we sat down, we had like this is back before TiVo, we had like a videotape. It was before TiVo or like even DVDs were like just coming into thing. So we had like a tape recorder, and we recorded the first 2 episodes, because we were expecting it to be a lot longer. Mm. And I remember at the time we were like, wait, it's a series? We were a little bit disappointed at first, but in the long run we were really happy, because we got to like just grow up watching it. And then with Legend of Korra, it really felt like it was made for those of us that grew up watching it.
Yeah. So for me, I know a lot of people are going to get upset with this one, but it's actually 2 Westimays that have very similar...
Yeah, let's just coin that phrase right now, Westime.
Yeah, Westime. They have 2 very similar art styles. One of them is Reboot. I remember Reboot.
Yeah.
I know if I watched it now that I'm older, I'd hate it.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know anything about Reboot.
But there are a lot of like really funny jokes where like they had one episode where they were talking about Pokemon. It's like wait, let me get this straight. You capture animals and train them to fight and then keep them in tightly confined spaces? Yep, that's sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's funny.
I was like the theory that the Pokeballs were like Time Lord technology where they're bigger on the inside, so it's not actually confined spaces.
Anyways, and then the other one was Code Lyoko.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, that was one, like while you're talking, I was like, oh wait, I need to mention this when he's done, but yeah, I remember watching Code Lyoko. I had like the catchiest theme song ever.
Optimus Prime.
You just broke up, I didn't catch any of that.
I said you need to stop being Optimus Prime
Okay.
because you were breaking up. That's how I knew I would be breaking up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways.
You're the one with Thunderstorm going over your head. Maybe that's what's causing interference.
Nope, that's you. Anyways, so yeah, Code Lyoko was nice.
Yeah.
I never had too big of a problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, like every series got like little things that annoy you, but I liked it. Anyways, so let's go ahead and wrap this shit up now.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, how do we wrap it up? Just...
Quite simply. It goes like this. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching the second episode of our podcast.
I think you're putting up with us for, I think, an hour now? Maybe not quite an hour.
Well, it's going to be coming up on 2 hours when we combine the two of them.
Yeah.
If you guys want to suggest any topics for future discussions, please go ahead and put them down in the comments. We'll gladly take them into account. I'm not saying that we're running out of ideas this early, but you know, it's a good idea to kind of get them stockpiled.
Yeah, so then when we do run out of ideas, or if there's one that's really interesting, we can bring up sooner.
Yeah. So there's that. My name is Zathos.
And I'm Worldwearygamer.
And we will see you in the next one.
In 1 month's time.
Give or take.
No, it's gonna be a month.
Okay, fine, fuck you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.